Warning, this video shows the process of removing feathers from chickens after they have been culled. The birds were humanely dispatched prior to the feather removal. If you are easily offended, upset, or don't understand why this happens, stop watching now. The video will now begin.
Okay, I made a slight change of plan. I was going to do absolutely everything down here. I was going to kill, pluck and gut all down here, but what I'll do now is I will kill and pluck down here, and then I'll just whiz them back home just to gut them. So I've just been in and taken one. They have been scrapping overnight. It's all muddy and horrible. Let's grab another one. See, this is the thing, they always run away and hide from you. What are you? You are a young lady, you can go. See, what are you? Yep. Ah dear, so there we go, there's a cockerel. There's been so much rain this November, I don't know if anyone else has had that issue. So all we'll do is we'll just nice and quietly just carry him over. See how he might not be handled very much, but he's immediately just settled in under my arm. Come on, horsey, up the way. There's a good horsey. And he's just there, happy as Larry, as they say. Okay. So with the scolder, all we do is we just put the whole bird in. And we swill it around. I did just say ow because I just touched the water because it's hot. And all we do is we just swill it around because you want to try and get everywhere wet. You don't want to leave it in there long enough to cook the bird, but you want everywhere to get wet. And then when you think everywhere is wet and it might have been in there for long enough, you just lift it up and you try the flight feathers. These are always the worst ones to get out. When they just pull out like that, easy enough. You lift up the bird, and you put them straight over to the table, and you can begin plucking. And it is so much easier than doing anything else. See, look at that, it's just coming straight off. Right, I'll get on and pluck this and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so you may have seen I just filmed one with the GoPro. Now I film one with this camera. Gives you a slightly different perspective on it all. So the bird goes into the water. I said it before, I say it again. The water is between 60 and 80 degrees Celsius. Okay, so I've done a couple. The water's got a bit mucky. You can see where some feathers from other birds have fallen out. And plus, also from where you extend the heads, there is always a chance that the head is going to come off. You're going to stretch the skin and the skin will burst. On this one, I know that the skin's burst. I know on some of the earlier ones I've done, the skin has also burst. So that's what's making the water have that mucky looking colour. It's just basically blood that's in there with it. So let's just check this. There you go, flight feathers are coming straight out, and tail feathers, they're also coming straight out. So lift the bird up, see a steam, we'll take you straight over to the table. Okay, so with the bird down at the table, as I said with the last one, I like to start off with the wings. Knife out of the way. Okay, that's that wing, flip him over, do the next wing. Now you can of course do all of this dry, that's not a problem at all. If you want to do it dry, you can, but where I just literally just pulled out those wing feathers, even for me, I have to stand there and I am yanking at them. It's like on each and every single one. It isn't just a simple pull it out and you're done. Okay, because this is such a big bird, there have been a few areas where the water hasn't got to, and you can tell that just by hearing that ripping sound there. Those feathers were in there slightly harder than what they were. And then once I've done the wings, I flip him over, do the tail. Because again, that's another hard bit. And then you know that's done. Flip it back over. If you're doing it dry, you just need to be a little bit careful when you come to areas like the breast, and just make sure that you don't, or try not to rip the skin. Because obviously if you've got feathers in, a chicken skin isn't very thick, it's not very strong, and you can just unfortunately end up ripping the skin. However, you can avoid doing this totally, dependent upon what cuts of the bird you actually go for. So for example, I like to do this because I like a roasted bird. However, I know other people who literally just like to take off the wings to have as chicken wings. So they would pluck the wings. They would pluck the legs to have as, I don't know, Chinese chicken legs or something like that. And then the rest, they would just remove the skin with the feathers on it, take out the chicken breasts, and then they use them in various methods of cooking, you know, maybe for curries, sweet and sours, and those sort of things. So they don't need the skin on anywhere other than just on the legs, which are very easy to pluck, as you can see, and on the wings. So I suppose it does save them a bit, because it also means that if they do that, they don't have to worry about all of the gutting and that sort of butchering process. If anybody knows a method of getting feathers off your hands quick and easy, please leave it down in the description below. And if your method of getting feathers off your hand quick and easy is get a feather plucking machine, yeah, don't bother. We all know that a feather plucking machine would just make everything so much easier. So, as I was saying earlier, where the bird's, that's actually the bird's neck, so the head's there. So where we extended, the skin actually broke on the bird, but that would have been pretty much instant death for the bird. Okay, so how are we doing there? I think we are just about there with this one. Flick it back over, let's have a quick look and see. Oh, there's a few under there I missed. You want to try and get these all out while the bird is still warm, as in warm from the water, because then that way it just makes everything so much easier. Right, take the legs off. Right, over to the hose pipe with it. I won't take you this time. Okay, so I'm skipping forward a little bit here, mainly because the butchery skills I have aren't actually that great. But you can see that I've got the birds in the fridge now, and they're nice big chickens. They're going to make some good meals in there. As I said, my butchery skills ain't that great, which is why I haven't done the whole this is how you gut the chicken and everything else like that video yet. But got them in there. We done 5 in the end. So what I'll do is I'll just leave them in the fridge for 24 hours, and then after 24 hours I'll put them into the freezer, and they'll do quite well. Just as a side note, you get these bags from Happy Shopper, local corner shop place, and they're long, whereas other ones you get are quite short. They're only about, hang on, let me get you in the video, there we go. So they're long ones, whereas normal ones you get are normally about that sort of size. These ones are the big long ones, so they're quite easy to actually place a bird into and do. So thanks for watching this far. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. If you've got any hints or tips for me, please leave them down below, because I'm always after help, always after extra comments. Anything you can offer, gratefully received. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.